From the authors of the Save the Writing series comes a comprehensive journey into the art of series creation. Whether you dream of writing the next breakthrough TV show, crafting an epic book series, or developing a film franchise, this is where your story universe begins. Join us as we explore the essential building blocks of series writing, from developing your initial concept and building compelling story engines, to creating unforgettable characters and constructing intricate story worlds that can sustain multiple seasons, books, or films. Here, we'll draw from successful series like Breaking Bad, Harry Potter, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe to guide you through proven techniques that transform ideas into expansive, engaging narratives that keep audiences coming back for more. So welcome to the Story into Series podcast. Your adventure in series writing starts now. And now, on to the show.
Hey everyone, welcome. If you're here, you're probably as fascinated by series writing as we are. And over these next 50 chapters, well, we're going to really take a journey through this whole topic. I mean, crafting stories that just keep viewers hooked, episode after episode, season after season.
It really is like building a world, isn't it? With its own rules, its own inhabitants, characters that grow and change, settings that evolve.
It's a whole different beast than just, writing a novel or a screenplay. A journey into series writing topic, it really emphasizes that. What do you think makes it so unique?
Well, for one, the sheer variety of formats is incredible. You've got episodic series like those classic sitcoms, think Friends or Seinfeld.
Right.
Or you've got your police procedurals where each episode is kind of self-contained.
Law and Order, that kind of thing.
Exactly. But then you have serialized storytelling where the plot unfolds more like a novel. Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, those are great examples. And then, of course, you have the hybrids that blend both.
So many options, so many creative choices.
And each one demands a different approach from the writer.
Yeah, I imagine. If you're going episodic, you need those satisfying mini resolutions within each episode, but you're still developing characters over the long haul.
Exactly. While with serialized storytelling, you've got to master cliffhangers and those long-term plot arcs.
Keeps people coming back for more. Speaking of which, let's talk about the heart of any good series. The concept itself, the series development. Laying the groundwork for TV, fiction, and film topic really digs into this. I mean, would you say a strong concept is the foundation?
It's the seed, the initial spark.
This topic really breaks it down, talking about originality, marketability, and then there's that whole high concept idea. Can you boil your series down to a log line that just grabs people?
That's the test, and brainstorming plays a huge role. Sometimes those aha moments come from the most unexpected places.
Absolutely. And speaking of unexpected, the topic goes beyond just picking a genre. It talks about understanding those conventions and then, get this, playing with them.
Oh, that's where it gets really interesting. Shows that subvert expectations, blend genres, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Teen drama meets supernatural horror, but with humor and social commentary.
Such a good example.
Yeah.
And underpinning all of this is what this topic calls the story engine. That core conflict that can fuel an entire series. What's a good example of that?
Well, think about Walter White's decision in Breaking Bad to cook meth. That one choice had ripple effects for years. A strong story engine keeps the tension going, relationships changing.
Makes you think about those long-term consequences. And now, speaking of characters, the series world building and character design topic, this is a goldmine. It's not just about a cool protagonist, it's about the whole cast.
It's about depth, right. Relatable characters, but with surprises, flaws, motivations, backstories.
And those characters, they change, they evolved over time.
Right, even the supporting characters. Think about Steve Harrington in Stranger Things, or Omar Little in The Wire.
It's amazing how those characters can capture the audience. But it's not just the people, it's the world they inhabit.
The world itself is a character.
You need a setting that's as thoughtfully crafted as any person in the story. The topic really emphasizes that.
Does it have its own history, its own rules,
Yeah.
maybe even secrets? Think about the grittiness of The Wire versus, say, the fantasy world of Harry Potter.
Both compelling in totally different ways.
And this topic really gets into the details of world building, from geography and climate to cultural norms, even societal taboos.
It's like, how does the world shape the choices the characters make, the way the story unfolds, like the heat and dust in Breaking Bad or the vibrant energy of Atlanta? All of that adds layers.
Creates an atmosphere. We've got the people, we've got their world. Now we need a structure that can hold it all.
Right, and the series structure topic is all about that. One of the things that really struck me is how it talks about balancing consistency with variety.
Keep it feeling like the same world, but keep it surprising too. Kind of like a meal. You want the same flavor profile, but different textures, ingredients.
Interesting analogy. And it talks about different formats, episodic, serialized, hybrid. What are your thoughts on those?
Well, with episodic series, you have those self-contained stories that provide closure within each episode, but you still have the characters and the relationships carrying through.
Like a classic sitcom or procedural drama.
Right. But then with serialized storytelling, it's more like a long novel. Each episode builds on the last one, contributing to a bigger plot.
Like Lost or The Crown. So many possibilities.
And then you've got the hybrids, like Stranger Things, blending elements of both. Some standalone episodes, some that advance the main mystery.
It's amazing how much goes into crafting a successful series.
So much to think about, and this is just the beginning. We've got so much more to explore in the coming chapters.
It's going to be a wild ride. Buckle up, everyone.
It's a real balancing act, isn't it? Making characters feel familiar but unique at the same time. Like, how do you make them stand out from the crowd but still relatable?
It's like you're giving the audience something they recognize, but with a fresh twist. A challenge, for sure. The series world building and character design topic really gets into that. It breaks character design into these core elements. Physical attributes, their personality traits, skills, flaws, motivations, backstory. You know, it's almost like having a blueprint.
Yeah, I like that. A blueprint. It makes it seem less daunting, you know? You've got this framework to work with, but then you get to fill it in with all those unique details. Where do you think writers find inspiration for that, for those unique details?
Well, the topic suggests drawing inspiration from everywhere. Personal experiences, people you observe, historical figures, even fictional archetypes.
Ah, interesting.
It's about making those characters feel real, with flaws, human.
And it's not just about the main character either. This topic really stresses the importance of a well-rounded supporting cast.
Absolutely.
Each character, even the ones that seem minor, there should have a purpose, a backstory, motivations. Why are they there?
Think about Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad or Daryl in The Walking Dead. They started small, but wow, they became fan favorites. They add so much to the story.
It's true. Sometimes those secondary characters can really steal the show. And speaking of stealing the show, let's talk about the world itself. This topic reminds us that a good setting, it's not just a backdrop.
It's practically a character.
It really is.
It needs its own history, culture, rules, maybe even secrets. It should impact the story, influence the character's choices.
Almost like a silent character shaping everything.
Exactly. And this topic, it goes deep on world building, like geography, climate, cultural norms, taboos. It even gets into aesthetics, those sensory details.
It's fascinating, right? All those layers.
Think about Breaking Bad and that oppressive heat, the dust, or Atlanta with its vibrant colors, the music. All of that adds to the atmosphere.
It does. It creates a whole mood, doesn't it? So, okay, we've got our characters, we've got the world. Now we need a structure, something to hold it all together.
Exactly. And series structure really dives into that. It talks about this balance, this need for consistency, but variety as well.
So each episode feels connected, but it's not predictable.
Right. Like you were saying earlier with the meal analogy, it's the same flavor profile, but different textures keep it interesting.
Exactly. And this topic talks about formats. Episodic, serialized, hybrid. What are your thoughts on those? Do you have a favorite?
Well, episodic series, like the sitcoms, procedural dramas, they offer closure with each episode. But you still have those recurring characters, those relationships that keep people coming back.
Familiar, comfortable.
Yeah. Then you have serialized series, which are more like extended novels. Each episode builds on the last, leading to a bigger plot.
Lost, The Crown, those kind of shows.
Exactly. And then there's the hybrid approach, like Stranger Things. It blends those standalone episodes with the ongoing mystery.
Really keeps you guessing.
It does. So many possibilities.
It's incredible, isn't it? How much goes into crafting a series that really works?
So much to consider. And this is just the beginning. We have so much more to unpack in the coming chapters.
We've only scratched the surface. So much more to learn, so many techniques to explore.
It's going to be an exciting journey. Stay tuned, everyone.
So we've talked about world building, characters, overall structure. But what about making each episode, a masterpiece in itself?
Right. Like, how do you actually construct a great episode? Luckily, the series structure topic has some great tips for that.
One thing it talks about is the 3-act structure, but adapted for episodes, which is really interesting.
Right, because you have that initial teaser, hook the audience right away.
Exactly. Then those acts, each with rising action, climax, resolution, it's all building towards a satisfying ending.
It's like a roadmap. You're
Yeah.
making sure the pacing works, no saggy middles, no rushed endings.
Keeps everything flowing.
And we can't forget cliffhangers, the mastering TV pilots topic. It has a whole section on those, ending an episode so people are dying to see what happens next.
Yeah. It's an art, you know? You resolve some things, but leave enough questions unanswered. Keep them hooked.
And it's not always about plot twists either. Sometimes it's emotional, you know? Leave a character vulnerable, introduce a new threat. Those are the things that stick with you.
Totally agree. Emotional cliffhangers, they're so powerful. They keep people engaged, even between seasons.
Absolutely. You know, we were talking before about using RPGs for plot ideas. That really fascinated me. And the series structure topic goes even deeper on that.
RPGs are all about storytelling, right? It makes sense to borrow from them.
They have those quests, the mysteries, relationship drama, even episodes that focus on world building.
So many possibilities. It's like a menu of plot ideas, just waiting to be used.
And they work because those artistry tropes, they tap into things we all relate to, you know, universal themes, conflicts.
Exactly. And you can mix and match to create a really diverse season. One episode could be action-adventure. The next one dives into a character's inner struggles.
Keeps things fresh, right?
Yeah.
You don't want it to feel stale or formulaic.
Exactly. And it lets you showcase everything, the characters, the world, all of it.
Well, as we wrap up this initial exploration of series writing, what has resonated with you the most?
So many great insights. We've covered so much ground, but it's just the beginning.
We've just scratched the surface, right? There's so much more to learn.
But there are so many resources out there. Those topics we discussed today, they're just the tip of the iceberg.
And the great thing is, it's a journey we're all on together. We're all learning, sharing ideas.
Absolutely. So if you're feeling inspired, if you've got questions, even if you just want to chat about your favorite shows, leave us a comment.
We'd love to hear from you. Keep the conversation going.
This has been a fantastic journey into the world of series writing, wouldn't you say?
It really has. And over the next 49 chapters, we'll be diving even deeper into all these aspects.
So much more to come. But remember, the most important thing is to keep writing, keep learning.
And keep those stories coming. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll be watching your series.
That's the dream, isn't it?
It is. Until next time, everyone, happy writing.
Thanks for joining us on the Story into Series podcast. We hope you've enjoyed this introduction to the art of series writing. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Want to know when our 4-book series on series writing is released? Email us at storyintoseries@gmail.com, and as a thank you, we'll send you links to detailed show notes for each episode. Until next time, keep writing, keep creating, and keep dreaming big for your series. See you in the next episode of Story into Series.